Hello everyone and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Liam runs to Steffy after subscribing divorce papers, ex's surprising encounter. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Hope Spencer will accept that she bears some blame in the end of her marriage to Liam Spencer, but she'll suppose he needs to accept responsibility too. During the week of July 17-21, Liam and Hope will have a significant meeting as they bandy taking the coming way. It'll surprise Liam when Hope's no longer soliciting for another chance or asking him to let her fix what's broken. At that point, B&B spoilers say Hope will accept that effects are over between them and will be on board with dissolving their union. Although Hope wasn't honest with Liam about the passion she was harboring for Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, she'll point out that Steffy Forrester has always been a huge factor for Liam. Hope will push Liam to admit his moping love for Steffy and admit that his own passions for high-sex wife played a part in the destruction of their relationship. Still, Liam won't suppose that's fair and will principally defend his bond with Steffy as fully platonic. It's not the same thing as Hope turning to Thomas in Liam's mind. Of course, Liam kissed Steffy doubly. Formerly, he realized Hope had been treacherous, but he'll feel like those kisses don't count since they happened after Hope's own treason. Hope would have a veritably different opinion if she knew, since they just proved Liam's always been keeping Steffy as a backup option. The trouble of Steffy has been hanging over Liam and Hope's marriage the entire time, whether Liam wants to admit it or not. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Liam will really take any responsibility for his part in making Hope feel like she had to partake his heart. Anyhow, Hope will be done fighting for Liam and their unborn together, so she'll catch him off guard by presenting divorce papers. This is what Liam asked for, but he'll still be stunned that it's passing so presto and that Hope's the bone who's initiating the divorce process. Deep down, Liam's pride may be a little bruised when he realizes Hope's just as over this marriage as he is. It seems like Liam gets some kind of crooked exhilaration out of having all the power and making Hope feel shamefaced, but she's fed up now and just ready to move on. Once Liam and Hope subscribe the papers, they'll share a bittersweet farewell. Hope and Liam had some good times together despite their problems, so they'll part ways on a poignant note. Soon after Liam wraps up this meeting to end his marriage, he'll bump into Steffy at Il Giardino. Liam will run straight to Steffy without indeed realizing it, so it may feel like the macrocosm is pulling them back together ever. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Liam will no doubt give Steffy updates on his divorce news during this hassle, so stay tuned to see her Thomas' bedroom. At the Precipice house, the kiddies were asleep, and Finn told Steffy that the rest of the night would be each about her. Steffy showed Finn some of Kelly's delineations, and he remarked that it was time for Kelly to have her own line. Steffy said she loved to see the kiddies play together. She did not want to take anything for granted, not their home, children, or life. Finn agreed and they kissed. Steffy and Finn said they appreciated every moment they had together. She recalled thinking of when she would lost him and having to imagine life without him. Finn said she did not have to suppose about it, and it was in the history. Steffy replied that it had been a lot. She recalled scarifying and reaching out for him in the night. He asserted that he was not going anywhere, and they kissed. Steffy became emotional, saying it had been the darkest chapter of her life. Finn wished she would no way had to go through it. Steffy recalled that the moments had felt like hours until the phenomenon in Monaco had happened. A flashback played of the couple reuniting in Monaco. Finn advised Steffy to concentrate on their reunion, not the other stuff that was behind them. She agreed. She no way wanted to go through it again. He said she wouldn't. Liam and Hope's dilemma made Finn and Steffy appreciate what the two of them had. Finn said that for it to work, Hope and Liam had to put each other first. Steffy did not know how easy it would be with the devastated Liam's fears having been verified about Thomas. Finn asserted that Liam demanded to get over it and put his family first. Steffy said Hope had told Steffy to her face that Hope had not had passions for Thomas. She really is a Logan after all, Steffy said. At Forrester, Ridge sketched, telling Carter that just when Ridge was about to pass the arsonist, he would see a spark of light. Carter glanced at Ridge's sketch. Brooke entered and Carter remarked that it was uncanny. Carter had not seen Ridge that happy in a long time. revealing the sketch of Brooke in a couture gown. Ridge said it was each because of a Logan. As Brooke and Ridge canoodled, Carter said Ridge had been in a good mood ever since the return from Rome. Brooke said it had been a special trip, but she wished effects were better for Hope and Liam. Ridge noted that he and Brooke had had their challenges and survived. Carter said it had been a good thing Ridge's stylish friend had induced him to look through the keyhole. A flashback of Ridge's disclosure at the Keyhole Monument played. Ridge promised he would find a way to thank his friend. Carter left for a conference call. Brooke told Ridge that she was glad to be the source of his happiness, but she did not suppose she was the only one. Ridge replied that Thomas also brought him joy. Ridge said Thomas was a changed man, and he asked if Brooke believed it. Brooke said she still had questions about Rome, but she did admit that Hope had initiated the kiss. Brooke said Thomas had been amazing and had kept his oath to be professional with Hope. Brooke appreciated that. Ridge replied that Thomas would love to hear it. Brooke stated that she would wanted to talk to Thomas but had not had the right time. She said she was driving that way and could swing by Thomas' place to sputter with him. Latterly, Carter laid out some of Thomas' designs on the conference table. Ridge said he would always known Thomas could do it. Carter replied that it had not been easy, and Ridge stated that Thomas had done it. Thomas had moved on from his preoccupation with Hope. Ridge added that indeed Brooke could see it and was on her way to talk to Thomas. Carter flashed a look. Ridge claimed that it had been a kiss, and Brooke had nothing to worry about from Hope and Thomas. At Thomas' place, Hope awakened after falling asleep in Thomas' arms. He said she had been gone for a while, but he took it as a compliment. Agreeing, Hope decided she should get going, but rather she kissed Thomas again. Latterly, they lay together, and Hope wished it could be like that ever. She said she would know he felt that way ahead. It was exhilarating to her. "Thomas, I want you," she said, touching her forepart to his. Latterly, Hope said she would known she would do commodity like that, being with another man while technically still wedded. Thomas said not to do that. Hope replied that she was not shamed. She just abominated to hurt Liam and abominated what it would do to her family, but she would wanted Thomas for so long. She claimed it was indeed better than she would imagined. Thomas agreed, saying he had not anticipated it, but he was happy it had happened. Hope claimed she would try to do the right thing and had fought it really hard. "But I could not repel you any longer," she said, kissing him again. Latterly, Hope and Thomas were sitting up talking, and she said she had been protective with her mama and had really let Brooke have it. Thomas was sure all was forgiven. Hope replied that she would been brutal, and Brooke had not merited it. Thomas said Brooke had formerly forgotten about it. Hope hoped so. She said she would pushed back hard because she had not wanted to admit her passions for Thomas or that Brooke had been right. "That you fell for the bad boy," Thomas joked. Hope called him the former bad boy and said he was thoughtful and kind. Thomas replied that she brought it out in him. She covered her face, smiling, and said her world was falling piecemeal, but it faded down with him. She looked at him coyly, and he swept her into a kiss. As Hope and Thomas had coitus upstairs, Brooke arrived at the frontal door. She knocked on the door but got no answer. The third time she knocked, the frontal door opened. Brooke pushed it further and looked around the empty living room. She went outside, calling for Thomas and saying that the door had been open. Brooke spotted Hope's keys and her bag with her Forester ID emblem attached. She heaved when she saw Hope's rings on the table. Brooke rushed up the stairs, threw open the bedroom door, and set up Hope in bed with Thomas. As Hope and Thomas climbed upright, Brooke blatted, "Oh my God, what are you doing?"